All right, welcome back to YouTube. Take two. I messed the first one up. I didn't have the when I went to handy cam mode. It messed up the camera orientation, so y'all are getting the straw picture. But let's get into it. So this week for painting progress, we got some more Persians, of course, archers, of course. But this is going to be the last. This is the first group of the last group of 24 archers here, including a command. Uh, Painted these guys in one day, more or less. I think I got like brass work to do on them, but other than that, these guys got painted in one day. They got painted on Friday, I believe. Yeah, I painted them Friday, which is impressive. 12 guys in one day. I'll take it. And then my folks, I had family come over for the 4th of July weekend. I know half my viewers are from the UK, but 4th of July is like the third biggest holiday in America. You have Christmas, Thanksgiving, and then like 4th of July. Those are like your top three. So needless to say, the rest of the weekend, zero painting got done for me at least. But yeah, I was able to do these guys more or less in one day. I did them in I'm gonna do them in like 3 different shades of blue, 2 of which are in front of you. I think I'm gonna do a different. I think I'm gonna do like a lighter blue or a turquoise. I don't know. We'll figure out. We're gonna do some different blue for the next batch. But yeah, they're gonna be blue with yellow and red patterns and stripes and all that crap. So I'll show a few of them off here. Like I said, they're 90% done. Just got a few more touch-ups on them. This is a plain guy. A few of them didn't get patterns, and they're shiny because I put ink washes on them, but they don't have varnish on them yet. Except for these light blue guys, I just did highlights on them. So this is gray blue or blue gray Vallejo. Really like that color. Really nice color. Like I said, I just did them in a variety of. Yeah, you can see there. It's a variety of patterns. Some with stripes, some with polka dots, some with a variety. But yeah, I forgot to paint his axe, so his axe handle will get painted. That was just a boo-boo on my part. So yeah, painted those guys. I got like 24, 30 left. All archers, and well, most are archers, and then 8 are actually from the War Games Atlantic set I bought. I had 8 left over that I found that weren't assembled, and they're going to make up the Spara bearers for my Christmas tree guys. So got a bunch of Christmas tree guys over there. Showed them off a while ago, but they're going to be the Spara bearers for the Christmas tree guys. So that'll work out good. And then after those 30 or 24, I'm out of Persians. So today I ordered from Vitrix Direct. I ordered a bunch of stuff. I ordered a bunch of shield transfers for pretty much everything. And then I ordered 3 boxes of unarmored spearmen, 1 box of armored spearmen, and then a box of armored cavalry. So that'll more or less complete the early army. The early Achaemenid army. So the early Achaemenid army will be complete. And once the early Achaemenid army is complete, I'm going to pause on the Persians because we got to do our battles through history. So that'll get us, likely, we will definitely do Marathon and Plantea and Mycale. And then we also will probably do Thermopylae. But we'll see on Thermopylae. That's still up in the air. Holy Diver won't give me a response on that one. So if you're watching this, why don't you text me if we're going to make a freaking mountain for Thermopylae? The hot gates. So we got that. And then once we're done with the early Achaemenids, we're going to go straight into... Oh, and I got it... Well, yeah. So I got to do... and I got to source another unit of slingers for the early Achaemenid army. Well, and for the late one too. I gotta find some slingers, and I'm thinking I'm going to do new line miniatures. I'm just gonna get a pack of slingers and maybe some horse archers to finish out the early army, and to be part of the late army too. But the late army won't be as bad because I already have the unit of what I like to call my proto cataphracts, the guys with the half-barded horses. I already have those guys done, and I also already have one unit of Kardaka done. So all I got to do really is some chariots, a couple more units of Kardaka, and that's more or less it for the late Achaemenid portion of the army. Because obviously you won't use the Sparabara units for the late army; they kind of get replaced by the Kardaka imitation hoplites. But when I'm done with the early, we got to do Greeks. I got 250 Greeks, all Foundry, World of Greeks. I have a feeling I really love painting the good Foundry stuff. So the stuff that's done by Steve Sala, Mark Copplestone, the Perrys, all of that stuff. I love to paint those types of miniatures. So I'm probably gonna blow through that army and just get it done. Because as soon as we're done with the Greco-Persian War, we gotta do the Peloponnesian War, and we need a literal shit ton of Greeks. Holy Diver has a decent amount of Greeks, but all of his Greeks are in a red color scheme, so they're more suitable for Spartans, right? Spartans were famous for their crimson cloaks, so he has them painted in a red style. So he's going to be the Spartans and allies, and I'm going to be the Athenians and allies for the Greco-Persian Wars. And the Greco-Persian Wars will last, 3 or 4 months. We'll do 3 or 4 battles from there. And then we got to start the 4th century Greek wars, and then going all the way up to Alexander. So we'll do all the Alexandrian period, which means I need to collect, after we're done with the Holy Diver is going to be, he has an Alexandrian army. So he'll be Philip and Alexander, and I'll be the Persians and the Greeks, the antagonists to the Macedonians. And then after that, we'll have to do the successors, which he'll probably use his army as a generic successor army, and then I'll paint like some Seleucids or Ptolemaics. So I'll have to collect a whole nother army. And I'll probably do a video on how to collect a successor army, which will be really cool. So, and that's kind of where we're going with that. And then once we're done with the successor period, it's going to be Romans for like ever. Like literally forever. So yeah, and the part of the successor period is Romans too, right? Because eventually Romans conquer Greece, and Pyrrhus is in Italy in the successor period. So there's a lot of crossover, at least for about 100 years, up into the 150s. But yeah, so 150 BC, I should say. So yeah, that's the grand plan. I'll do a take here and show you the other special part of the painting update. All right. Well, this is something new to the channel. Never seen these before on the channel. And that's because this is Star Wars Legion. So in case you guys don't know, Star Wars Legion is a 28 millimeter, like bolt action S, so not quite skirmish, a little bit larger than skirmish. It can be skirmish if you want it to. Haven't actually played a game yet. Haven't actually fully read the rules yet. But my son, he's been learning to paint miniatures, but he's been learning on Dad's boring historicals, Romans and World War II guys, and he although he likes learning, and he actually likes learning about history, it's a little too boring for him. So when he actually was surfing YouTube and found this game, he begged me. He begged me, and I said, hey, for your birthday, I'll get you the starter set. And he just couldn't wait. But I stuck to my guns, and Grandpa, as a reward for getting his math award at his school, so he had the highest math scores on his exams for the 4th grade, for the entire 4th grade, his grandfather said he'd buy him an expansion set. So he already has an army list built, a 1,000-point army list for the game built. He wrote it down, and Death Troopers were a part of that. He had a squad of Death Troopers on there, and that's what these guys are. We went to our local game store. I think he had Death Troopers and I think Shore Troopers on there, but they didn't have the Shore Troopers. And they had Death Troopers and regular Stormtroopers, and so he wanted to go with the Death Troopers. And he painted these guys up in a day, more or less. I helped him out just a little bit. I helped him with the silver on the legs there, the little silver accent on the leg armor and the shoulder armor. I helped him out with that, and that was it. So he did the rest. We not that hard of miniatures to paint. You prime them black, but I did make him layer progressive layers of black blue mixtures, getting a little bit lighter. And I think we did 3 layers in total. So by the end of it, it was a 50-50 black blue mixture, and that's what's on there. You just give them a little bit of gradation and make them pop and stand out, so they're just not a solid black mass. But he did the eyes and everything. I think they're supposed to have green eyes, but he wanted them to be a little bit different. He wanted them to have red eyes, which I think fits with Death Troopers, right? I think in the movie, in Rogue One, they have green eyes. We looked at some images, and we've seen the movies. I'm actually a pretty big Star Wars fan myself, and I actually did like Rogue One. I thought Rogue One was a great movie. It was very dark. It was very Empire Strikes Back, which is my favorite Star Wars movie. It was very much like in that tone, where it's not all hunky-dory. Like, there's consequences to this giant galactic war. Like the rebels had to sacrifice a lot of people to get the Death Star plans, but I digress. So he painted these guys, and they turned out really good. So really proud of him. He's going to be painting more. Like I said, his birthday's in November. He's getting the starter set. I have to do the rebels. He's already he gets to be the cool guys. That's okay. I told him I'm painting a shit ton of Wookiees because I like the Wookiees. So, and I told him I'm paint Wookiees, Luke Skywalker. I don't think they have Ahsoka, but if they did, I'd be painting her too. They probably do for Clone Wars, but we're doing Imperial period. So it seems like it's a really cool game. I'm excited to get into it, and they're not that hard to paint. So like I said, my son did this in one day by himself, more or less. I helped him. I probably helped him for a total of 10, 15 minutes, and he painted the rest. So it's gonna be pretty quick to paint these guys up because Imperials are essentially black or white. That's what you got. That's what you're working with. So not that crazy. I'll show a couple off here. He did the dry brushing on the guns, on the blasters. I taught him how to dry brush, and then he did it. Did pretty good. And then he did the little accent work on the backpacks. But other than that, not a lot to him. And like I said, all I did was that leg, the little metal pieces on the leg there. That was the only thing I did for him on those. But he did the eyes and everything on the helmets. I'll show another guy here. And these miniatures, they're very expensive. One box is like $25 for these 6 miniatures, but they are a very high quality resin. You don't even actually need to really glue them if you don't want to, because they actually fit. They have pegs and they fit pretty good, but we super glued them. So, and the squad leader, we decided to identify him with orange piping around his pauldron there. And obviously, he's a squad leader because he's doing a hand signal to stop. But yeah, so those are those guys. I will pause and we will do the last part of the video here and say our goodbyes. Alrighty guys, so this is the last part of the video here. I just wanted to show off my office. I've been doing some work to it. And as you might have already noticed, never mind the blender bottle, I have cleared off my desk. And the reason why is I have plans to do painting tutorials. In the next month or two, I want to buy a white box and I want to get a mount for the desk and have a camera and do painting tutorials for niche historical subjects like English Civil War, medievals, ancients, even some World War II stuff. I know there's a lot for World War II out there, but some stuff that isn't out there, like Gerbenjagers. I want to do some of that stuff, or First Special Service Force. I want to do painting tutorials for that. So that's kind of where we're going with that. But to clean off the desk, I had to build a paint rack. As you can see, there are a couple of the slats aren't straight, and that's because I had to use warped wood, which was unfortunate. But it works. It's not pretty, but it works. The wood's warped, but it holds the paints. That's what's important, and it's rock solid. So I think the top 2 slats are a little warped, but what are you gonna do? It's hard to get wood right now, and I dug through all the 2x1s at the lumber store, and they were all warped. I just picked the ones that were the least warped. But, I had to work with what I had. So, yeah, just a little paint rack to hold all my paints. These are all my loose paints. I have, I have some more paints that are in the cabinet here that I'll show off. But, yeah, I have I have that, and I'll just pan here. Yeah, I have a little bit of art on the wall there. There's some Waffen SS sniper team somewhere on the Eastern Front. My main man there, Michael Wittmann. And then we got, this is just a generic Panther crew. Panzertruppen is it, but these were custom prints that my mom actually got me for my birthday when I was in high school, 15, 16 years ago. So another great addition. I took off my shitty ceiling fan from the 1990s and put up a legit light. So I mounted that light so I can actually have light in here. It's so much more brighter, so much easier to paint. So happy with it. It's actually really easy to go up. I just had to switch some bracketing out, and then reconnect the lights. And obviously there wasn't a fan connection, so I kind of just capped that one off. But yeah, so much more clean in here. It's so much more clean. If I want, I'm gonna move the chair here. If I want, I can paint. I have more glass cases, sadly enough, but I can put another one right next to that. And I might do that because the other one that's in my other room has my Persians in it. But yeah, so these are my glass cases. That's my impromptu paint booth I made out of a box for my airbrush. And then this is the pipeline of what needs to be primed. So this is everything that needs to be primed. This cabinet's ECW. You can see, there's an empty space because I got to do another 100 miniatures for the Army. It's currently at 300 though. But yeah, that bottom case is going to have all the King's and Queen's Guard stuff. And then over here, these are actually all the Romans. Republican Romans. Still have another 60, 84 miniatures to do for that army, but it's more or less complete. I think it's at around 300 now as well. And then this is my closet. It doesn't have a closet door, but as you can see here, this has some of my boots, but also a lot of my stockpile. So actually everything in here with the minus of the Star Wars Legion box, which you just saw painted, is all stuff that needs to be painted. Yeah, we got a decent amount of lead in there, and that's not even all of it. And then as you can see here, I don't want to say camo collection, but a lot of my uniforms, and some uniforms that I actually didn't wear in the military, but that I have because, I like to have pattern options, for different environments, obviously. And then, yeah, we got some of my military kit there. And then this cabinet, I actually keep miniatures in. So these are all painted miniatures in these cases and these foams. And then we got more. Then these are, one is a 250-man Etruscan army, and one is a 250-man Greek army. Yep, they're metal miniatures. They're not assembled, but they are all in bags with the units are formed. They just need to be primed, cleaned, primed, and painted. Those are the paint sets, and then I have all my terrain down there, or some of it at least. And then this is actually a box of terrain, of unassembled terrain. And then I have another glass case here, and this has a portion of the early war Germans. Everything in here is complete. Yep, some complete armor, weapons, and then incomplete vehicles. And then I have a little coat rack with just some of my bags there. My picture of my bald eagle. I got that for my birthday. And then my 15mm army, late war German army, which is in various forms of completion. A little bit of it's right here too. And then this shelf is actually various forms of work in progress of early war Germans. So a lot of these are completed here. That Hetzer doesn't belong, so just trying to ignore that. And then we got my book collection here. So my little personal library, I keep right there. And then up top, obviously, you can see my helmet, my body armor, and then in that Ranger green pouch is my night vision goggles. So, and then last but not least, my computer and desk. So, yeah, much better improvement to the office here. So we'll actually be able to hopefully produce some better content in the coming weeks. That is the goal. So. Stay tuned for that, and I hope everybody enjoys your painting. And till next time.